Let me ask you something. How many hours today have you spent sitting? Really think about it. Morning coffee at the kitchen table, reading the paper in your favorite chair, watching TV after lunch. It adds up fast, doesn't it? Now, here's something that might shock you. Research from the Journal of the American Medical Association found that for adults over 65, sitting more than 9 hours a day is deadlier than smoking. Let that sink in. The very thing we consider resting in our golden years might actually be stealing those years from us. But before you panic, here's the good news. Small changes can make a huge difference. In fact, just adding 2 minutes of movement every half hour can cut your risk of early death by 33%. That's what we're diving into today. Not with complicated workouts, but with simple, doable fixes you can start right now. Let's begin with 4. Fix number 1, the sit-to-stand revolution. You don't need fancy equipment or even much space. Every time you stand up from a chair, you're activating muscles that regulate blood sugar, improve circulation, and protect your joints. The trick is to do it intentionally throughout the day. Here's how. Set a gentle alarm on your phone or TV. Every 30 minutes works great. When it goes off, stand up. But don't just plop back down. Try this instead. 1. Stand tall behind your chair. 2. Slowly lower yourself halfway to sitting, like you're about to sit, but stop midway. 3. Hold for 3 seconds. 4. Stand back up fully. 5. Repeat 2 to 3 times. This negative sit movement is gold for your thigh and core muscles. My 78-year-old neighbor Edna does this during commercial breaks. She's up to 25 reps a day without even realizing it. Now, let's talk about fix number 2, the walking phone call rule. Remember when we used to pace around the kitchen with cordless phones? Turns out our bodies miss that. A UCLA study found that seniors who converted just 10 minutes of daily sitting into walking had significantly better memory function. Here's how to make it effortless. Every time your phone rings, or when you make a call, stand up and walk. No need to power walk, just amble around your home. Pro tips: keep slippers by your favorite chair for easy movement. Walk toward sunlight if possible. It boosts vitamin D. If balance is a concern, trail your fingertips along a wall. Margaret, a 72-year-old from our community, turned this into a game with her sister. They challenge each other to walk and talk for at least 1 call a day. Last month, they accidentally logged 18 extra miles. Here's why these small changes matter so much. When you sit for long periods, your body essentially goes into storage mode. Blood pools in your legs. Your metabolism slows to a crawl. Even your brain gets less oxygen. But these micro movements act like reset buttons, waking up systems that keep you independent and vital. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but I have arthritis, bad knees, a small apartment. That's exactly what we'll tackle next, along with 2 more life-saving fixes, including one you can do without even standing up. I'll never forget the email I got from Harold, an 81-year-old viewer who said, "My knees won't let me stand up every 30 minutes. So does that mean I'm doomed?" Absolutely not. What matters isn't how high you get off the chair. It's that you interrupt the sitting. That brings us to fix number 3, the seated rebellion. Even if standing is difficult, you can activate your body's longevity switches while seated. Here's how. The 4-point seated reset. Do this every commercial break or chapter change in your audiobook. 1. Heel raises. Press your toes into the floor while lifting heels. Works calf muscles that pump blood back to your heart. 2. Marching knees. Gently lift one knee 2 inches, then the other, like you're marching in slow motion. 3. Seated posture. Stretch. Interlace fingers and reach palms toward the ceiling. Stretches the diaphragm for better breathing. 4. Ankle alphabet. Trace each letter AZ with 1 foot, then switch, maintains ankle mobility for balance. A Mayo Clinic study found that this type of seated movement could reduce sedentary harm by 50%, even if you never stand up. The key is consistency, not intensity. Now, let's tackle fix number 4, the two-bird strategy. This is my favorite because it solves 2 big retirement problems at once: sitting too much and feeling disconnected. Here's how it works. Every day, choose one activity you normally do sitting, like reading emails or watching the news, and pair it with a standing, strolling activity, like watering plants or folding laundry, or a social connection, like calling a friend while pacing. Example: Joan, 76, now listens to her morning podcasts while walking her indoor herb garden. She touches each plant, checks the soil, and gets 15 minutes of movement without thinking about exercise. Why this works some? Dual tasking tricks your brain into moving longer. You forget you're exercising. Social connection combats isolation, another silent killer for seniors. Purposeful movement, like tending plants, feels more rewarding than abstract workouts. But here's what no one tells you. The biggest obstacle isn't your body, it's your environment. That's where the Pomwantum 5-second Herdfold comes in. Research from Cornell shows that seniors who made these tiny tweaks to their homes moved 2.3 hours more per day without trying. Move the coffee cup to a high shelf, forces a reach and stretch. Keep the remote control on a standing height table. Use a bathroom on another floor, or at least walk the long way to yours. Swap your desk chair for a stability ball. Even 10 minutes a day engages your core. The goal isn't to overhaul your life, it's to sprinkle movement opportunities throughout your day. Like 84-year-old Ray told me, "I don't exercise, I just stop making everything so darn convenient." Now, you might be wondering, how do I stay motivated when progress feels invisible? That's where the T1 trick comes in. Wear a loose rubber band on your wrist, like a bracelet, every time you do one of these fixes. 1. Snap it gently, creates a physical reminder. 2. Slide it to your other wrist. 3. Aim for 10 transfers per day. At bedtime, count the bands on your right wrist. That's your movement score. No numbers to track, no apps to learn. Just a simple tactile system that keeps you honest. Because here's the truth the fitness industry won't tell you. At our age, consistency beats intensity every time. 5 minutes of movement spread across the day does more good than one 30-minute workout, followed by 23.5 hours of sitting. But we're not done yet. There's one final piece to this puzzle. The surprising mental trick that makes movement stick after 65. End of part 2. Note: part 3 will reveal the neuroscience of habit formation for seniors, share real-life success stories, and provide a step-by-step plan to implement all 4 fixes without overwhelm. Ready for the final part? You know what's fascinating? The difference between people who make these changes stick and those who don't has nothing to do with willpower. At 83, my friend Clara moves more than most 50-year-olds, not because she's disciplined, but because she cracked the code on what I call the golden hour effect. Let me explain. Neuroscience shows that seniors who anchor new movement habits to existing routines are about 300% more likely to maintain them long-term. Clara didn't add exercise to her day. She simply upgraded what she was already doing. Here's how you can too. The golden hour formula. Identify your anchor hour. That predictable part of your day when you always do roughly the same thing, morning coffee, the 5 p.m. news, etc. 2. Slot in movement naturally. Not as an extra task, but as an enhanced version. 3. Make it brainlessly easy. No equipment, no special clothes, no workout mindset. For Clara, it looks like this. 6:30 a.m., coffee time, before. Sit at kitchen table reading paper. 6:30 a.m., coffee time, now. Stand at counter doing calf raises while reading. 3 p.m. soap opera, before. Sit glued to the TV. 3 p.m. soap opera, now Noam. Do seated leg lifts during commercials. Here's why this works after 65. Our brains crave routine as we age. By piggybacking on existing patterns, you bypass the resistance that comes with adding something new. A University of Southern California study found this method reduced sedentary time by 42%. In seniors, without anyone feeling like they were exercising. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What happens when you slip up? Because you will. And that's where most retirement advice gets it wrong. The secret isn't perfection, it's what I call the 3-day reset rule. If you miss a day, or 3, 1. Don't make up lost time. That leads to burnout too. Just restart with 1 golden hour. Your easiest anchor 3. Celebrate the restart. Say out loud, good to be back. Research from Stanford shows that seniors who practice self-compassion after slip-ups are 5 times more likely to get back on track than those who criticize themselves. Your body responds to kindness more than discipline. Let me leave you with this thought. Every time you choose to move, whether it's marching in place during Jeopardy or doing ankle rolls at the sink, you're not just adding minutes to your life. You're adding life to your minutes. Better circulation means less brain fog. Stronger legs mean more independence. Deeper breathing means calmer moods. Your challenge this week: pick 1 golden hour and try enhancing it with movement. Then come back and tell me in the comments, which hour did you choose? How did you tweak it? Most importantly, how did it make you feel? Because here's the truth, this isn't about living longer. It's about living better. More energy for grandkids, more strength for gardening, more vitality for that trip you've been dreaming about. If this resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button so other seniors can find this video. And subscribe for more no-nonsense health tips that respect your wisdom and experience. Remember, every little movement counts, and so do you. Now, go enjoy that next cup of coffee. Just maybe try standing up for it this time.